Happy Wednesday night. First and 10 NFL New York Chess podcast. How you doing tonight, brother?
Ev, we finally learned what accountability means, huh?
Listen, when I heard that this morning, I was like, you got to be kidding me. First of all, I think I texted you last night and said, whoa, look at this. Signed a kick returner slash running back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like Gibson's on thin ice. Sure enough, this morning, boom, the axe.
Ev, we talked about it on Monday. We said enough of the nonsense. Words don't mean anything.
Hmm?
And Glenn did at least what you and I wanted him to do. Now, I saw a lot of the social media. Oh, I'm going to miss him. Oh, that play brought tears to my eyes.
Miss
One
what?
fucking
What are you missing?
play, really. He's cost us more games than he's won for us. Seriously?
And we forgot about the return where I think like nobody touched him and he went down and he gets up and he puts the ball on the ground. And the
Yeah.
Steeler guy falls on it, but the ref had blown the whistle, thank God.
Isaiah used to play, I was telling you, but that's the one that Isaiah Davis fell and he got up, he ran, and he was all crowd. I got to the 50-yard line. Big fucking deal. No one touched you, you putz. But I'm sorry, Kevin. No one in life deserves to be fired or whatever. But you know what? It happens. If I make enough mistakes at my job, they're going to let me go.
Mhm.
Am I sorry to see him
Well,
go? No, I'm not. I'm really
again,
not.
we don't celebrate anybody losing their job, but like the coach said today, it wasn't like the guy fumbled and you're gone. It's been a series of things, I guess. So
You don't think Aaron's looked over film of the last 4 years to see what some of these guys been doing? And listen, if he's making these bonehead plays in a game, chances are he made them in practice where Aaron said, all right, enough. How many times can we tell him 2 plus 2 is 4?
all
You
right.
know?
And it happens in week one. You don't want it to happen in week 12 when you're fighting for a spot or
Exactly.
or 15.
Exactly.
Shit.
But Kevin, me and you are old timers when it comes to this team. I don't, and listen, we haven't seen something like this probably since the Parcell days. But
I would listen. I was just gonna say you took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was gonna say.
yeah, like for me to sit here and tell you I feel bad, I don't. I want to win. And if you're going to cost me from winning, you shouldn't be here.
Mhm.
So I'm not sad to see him go. I
You
know I
know,
might get some hate on the bottom line, whatever.
and
I'll take the hate.
and he said the coach said it's a good, Xavier's a good player. He's gonna play in this league. Blah blah blah. But I just thought it was time to move on. That's what he said.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Sorry. You know what? This is a league that their motto is next man up. If you can't do the job, next man up. If
That's
you're going to
right.
make mistakes to prevent us from winning a game, next man up. You know, getting into when you get into football, when you play football. Xavier had a nice run here, probably a year too long. You know what? He'll move on. Somebody will take him. You know, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised if Buffalo picks him up this week to get information out of him. You know?
but it was a very Parcell-ian message.
Yes, it says it's my team. We're a new organization, and this is how shit's gonna be run. And Kevin, let me tell you something. Not that Xavier Gibson was an all-pro or a name, but what Aaron Glenn did today by dropping the hammer in a sense, he's put all 53 men on notice who are on this roster.
Mhm.
Nothing is safe, and if you screw up and you make mistakes, you're gone. Cause I can't win with you.
Well, okay. I mean, I understand that you wouldn't cut Brace if he fumbled the ball once. Uh, it's an expendable guy. You got to look at it that way too to send a message.
But again, I can't argue with what you said. And of course, you're saying, oh, Brees fumbled once. No, of course not. But fumbled 3 times?
Hmm.
fumbled 4 times. And look, Kev,
And I
Aaron
heard,
Glenn is
and
doing something that we haven't seen the last two regimes do under Gase and under Saleh.
I read or heard something where he said the way he was carrying the ball was very tenuous.
I mean,
So
I thought I heard Bill Parcells. I thought I read somewhere today that Aaron Glenn was telling a story that Bill Parcells at one point was, I think it was about Aaron. It might not have been maybe it was about another player. And Bill Parcells said to him, if I could have traded you and got what I wanted back, you would have been
yeah,
gone.
yes.
And
And
that's
then
what
he
happened.
said, and he followed up Parcells with, "Hell, I'd trade my wife if I could get a good deal for."
But because Kevin, if you're playing for my team and you fumble once, fumble twice, fumble three,
Yeah,
and I don't correct it or I don't get your ass out of here, you're going to cost me and my
it's on
family
me. Yes,
money. You're
right.
going to
It's
take
on
bread
me.
out of my mouth. And that's not happening with Glenn. We're finally starting to see that old school coach in Aaron Glenn because he was raised, he
Yeah,
was taught that way
from
under the
that
Parcells
tree,
tree.
from that
Yeah,
coaching tree,
yeah.
that Parcells tree, even the in Denver.
Hmm.
What's it? My senile moments. The
Oh,
coach in Denver.
Sean Payton? Sean Payton?
Yes, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sean Payton. Yeah, he's under that Parcells tree. He doesn't take no bull. He doesn't
Hmm.
take no bull.
Hmm. Hmm. And
So
they
now
were together. They were together at the Saints, correct?
I believe so. I
Yes.
believe so.
Hmm.
Kevin, I'm not gonna lie to you. When we got off the air on Monday, we said we're gonna know if Glenn is worth his salt, if he
That's
does
right.
something. If he doesn't, then we know he's just talk.
I
And it
also
was
remember
refreshing.
being so damn mad. I said, "You got to cut his ass."
Yeah. Yeah. And it was refreshing. It happened. It happened. It wasn't just talk. He didn't just put it out there. He said what he said. He said players are going to be held accountable,
Hmm.
and we
Hmm.
saw it. And I understand what you're saying, Kevin. You're not going to cut a Quinnen Williams for jumping off sides. You're not going to cut a Brees Hall for fumble. I get it. But what he did today just lets everybody know
I
that
ain't
this
playing.
is,
I
yeah,
ain't playing.
yeah, this ain't your mommy's Jets, your
I ain't
daddy's
playing.
Jets, your uncle's Jets. This is the Aaron Glenn Jets, and we're not taking it. You mess up, you caused us to lose a game, you're gone. We don't need you here. And to
Well, yeah,
me, Kev,
because that shit belongs on losing teams.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. And to me, Kevin, that is refreshing as all hell. I loved it.
absolutely. I
I
agree.
loved it. And if there's a
100%.
Jet fan out there that tells you, oh, how could you cut him after one? It wasn't one. It was probably a lot of crap in practice. They probably told him a million times how to properly hold the ball, but he still does it the wrong way.
Hmm.
There was a lot of
And
bonehead moves in that one game.
yes, and now you cost your team the game.
Yeah, a
I
game.
We were texting each other. It was that
Yeah,
when he fumbled. That's it. That's it.
yeah. A game that we needed to have. Because I'm not going to lie to you, Kevin. As confident, as good as I feel going in to play Buffalo coming here, that was a game I would have felt even better at if we had the 1-0
Yes.
lead. If we had the
Yes.
1-0,
Yes.
in our
That
back
was a
pocket.
big game. That was a big game to lose. That was a big game. You needed
And
that
Kevin,
game.
exactly. And Kevin, we've never been the X's and O's guys. But you just brought up something too that we never talked about. There was probably 4 plays in that game that you held your breath with Gibson. The one where he put the ball
Mhm.
down before where no one touched him, and another
Yes.
Jet had to jump on it. Another one where
Yes.
he kind of fumbled it but recovered it, and then the fumble that led to the Steelers scoring 14 points in 53
And
seconds.
and you think to yourself, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you even thinking?
yeah, yeah. I agree.
Focus,
I
focus,
agree. So in that sense,
details,
yeah.
accountability,
Yeah,
focus.
so in that sense, I'm not glad to see him go. I'm really not. Because let me tell you something, Kev. We're going to need to play as perfect a game to beat Buffalo.
Oh
And I understand.
yeah, man.
And I understand we're rivals. We've seen each other enough. We've seen each other twice a year for how long with Josh Allen? 5 years now, 10 times we've seen them. We always play them pretty well. Why I like our odds this week is because they've never seen a Jet quarterback that could run. They've never seen a Jet
Well,
quarterback who could scramble, who is thick,
Buffalo
who could
Buffalo
knock.
leads this Buffalo leads the series 71-58.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean, something better happen.
yeah,
You think the law of averages are in your favor?
yeah. It's our home. It's another home game for us before we go on the road for the next 2 weeks.
Yep,
And the element of surprise for us is that they don't know Justin Fields.
that's right.
They don't know I don't know. They see film and they watched him with Pittsburgh and Chicago. But when you're seeing him up close and how fast he is and how he could take a hit and still knock guys on their ass because he's a pretty thick guy, it's another element of surprise we never had.
Well, it's almost like dueling quarterbacks here with him and
Yeah,
Allen.
mirror images in a sense.
Running
Well,
wise, yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah.
not
I,
quite, but
no, I know. I didn't mean like I'm not saying Field is anywhere on the league at the level as Allen, but they both could do something special with their legs, and
mhm.
both can knock somebody on their asses.
Yep, yep, yep. And
But
oh man, home games against Buffalo,
are always good, right? Are always nail biters.
Night of the Pumpkin always comes to my head. Night of the Pumpkin, 1988,
Tell it. Go ahead.
playing the Bills. Joe Walton, head coach. I remember the Jets getting booed off the field at halftime because it was 31-7. Fights in this at some point in the second half, like even the players on the field stopped and were looking up because people were fighting in the stands.
Hmm. Wow. Now,
Crazy. Crazy.
I'm
The
assuming
final
that was
the final score was 37-14, by the way.
well,
And there was Joe standing on the sideline like this.
yeah. His famous picking his
Go,
nose.
give it one of these, and he go,
Yeah. Joe, pick your nose, Walton. Oh man.
oh shit. Memory.
And listen, I know we're Jeff fans, so this is gonna be a loaded question. Are you afraid of this game? Is
Oh,
this game?
listen, I'm a Jet fan. I'm afraid of every game. Right?
Yeah.
Till we see it go the other way. I mean,
Are you worried?
but on the flip side, any given Sunday,
Yes. Are you worried that what we saw from our offense in week 1 was an anomaly and we're never gonna see that again? Was 32 our pinnacle and we're never gonna touch that again?
well, that's funny you say that because the coach addressed that, and he said, "What we want to do is you don't want to score 32, and then next week we come out and score 10." He's like, "We want to go 32 consistently." That's what
Yeah.
you want. That's what you want to, and that was
Yeah.
very nice to hear.
Yeah. Because
Very
if you
nice to hear.
remember, if you remember some of those Detroit games last year, 32,
Hmm.
36,
Hmm.
41,
Right.
35.
There's
You
that
know, you
mentality. Yes.
yeah, you don't want this to be an anomaly game where then everything else is, you know,
Yeah. Don't come out and score 10 points this week.
exactly. Well, you score 10 points, you're not beating Buffalo.
No, you're not
You're
even.
not beating
You're probably
Buffalo.
getting destroyed,
Now,
especially with the secondary.
yeah. Now, Kev, from what you saw the Jets Steeler game and what you saw the Buffalo Ravens game, do you give our defense a little bit of a nod over their defense? Because you know you got to take Buffalo's offense over our
Well, I
offense.
think you can run on them. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, yeah,
Henry and Jackson proved that, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So there's your and they seem to have the problem with that with the big back. So maybe hit him with Allen.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think you're going to see a little more Allen this week. I think you're going to see a
Hmm.
little more Isaiah Davis. I think what we're also going to see this week, Kev, because I do like our OC, that playbook that we saw Sunday is going to open up a little
Open
more.
up, baby. Open up.
It's good because
Yes.
now you saw what Fields could do with the plays that you
Hmm.
gave him. He ran them well. He wasn't the weak link. It
Yep.
wasn't the offense who was the weak link. And now you're going to see a little more in that playbook. You might get one or two trick plays this week. You might see a few more passes downfield because now you know they could handle it. They
Yeah.
ran these plays
Yep.
well, and now we could throw 7 or 8 more plays at them.
Hmm. And
And now the playbook,
both quarterbacks are going to run all over the place. You
yeah,
know it.
yeah.
So.
But the playbook gets bigger.
Hmm.
Fields could do more. You have more faith in Wilson. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm hoping Lazard plays this week because he is a big body to be out there. We could use
Hmm.
a second receiver to
Yep.
to leave some tension away from Wilson. I think this is going to be a really another nail biting game where we're sitting here 35-34, 31-33, and is it our
I
turn to
hope
kick the
I hope
60-yard
not.
field goal?
I hope I'm like this, texting you. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
let's go on, and we finally get to celebrate a win here, a
yeah,
divisional no less.
yeah, yeah.
My Met, the
I'm
God,
not,
no.
yeah, I'm not freaking out about this game. I think offensively, we could keep up with Buffalo.
Hmm?
I
Good.
also think
You got to. You're gonna
Yeah,
have to.
I also think, and of course, I'm a Jet fan, so take it with a grain of salt, people. I think our defense, and you're gonna say, well, why are you saying that? They gave up 34 points against the Steelers. Yeah, yeah, blah, blah, I know. I think our defense is a smidge better than Buffalo's.
Do you now? Well, we shall see. We shall see. Like I said, I they got their ass run on.
I know.
So
I know, but listen, you're talking about two teams, all right, the Jets and the Ravens, who dominated their respective games. And if it wasn't for one turnover, the
mhm.
Jets are 1-0 and in first place in the division, and the Ravens are 1-0 and in first place in the division. And I don't have to hear Peter Schrager, who I love, and all these guys say how the road goes through Buffalo now. Buffalo has the easiest road because the Jets, the Patriots, and the Dolphins are a pushover, and that's 6 easy wins right there. They already said, they didn't say it in those words, but they said, well, Buffalo's got to play this team, the East,
Well,
6 times, and that's a pushover. That's an easy win.
but okay. And I hear what you're saying, but change the narrative. Go out Sunday and change the narrative.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like all this stuff about how Buffalo is now the road goes through them because they beat Baltimore,
I mean,
right?
wouldn't you? You would think you would like talk about bulletin board fodder. That would bug the shit out of you, I would think.
Yeah,
Especially, okay, and they're coming into your house Sunday.
yeah. Now,
Come
don't get
on,
me
man.
wrong. Buffalo didn't say this. Peter Schrager and the cast of Get Up said
Mhm.
that the
Yeah,
road
yeah,
goes
I
through
know.
Buffalo. It's the easiest road because when you look at who the Chiefs have to face in their division, 2 times each, much harder than what Buffalo has to face. But let me tell you, if the Jets, let me ask you something. What is everyone going to say Monday? And we're just assuming, we're just throwing out there. If the Jets beat Buffalo, then who does the road go through? Does it go back to
Mhm.
Baltimore?
Yeah, yeah,
Does it
you're
go
right.
back to KC?
Well, that's again, to me, two teams with must wins are the Jets and Kansas City.
Yeah, but Baltimore is in a must win too because their
Yeah, you're right.
division's tough. You don't want to go 0-2, especially if Pittsburgh wins this week and now you're two
You're
games
right.
behind them.
Yeah, you're right.
You know? Now, Cincinnati doesn't look pretty, but they won. They beat Cleveland. If Cleveland had a kicker, Cleveland might have won that game,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
just don't
Joe
get where, like,
Flacco. Joe
yeah,
Flacco.
I know. I just don't get where we're saying, Kevin, like, we watch these shows, and listen, their shows, they do what we do. They talk, blah, blah, blah. Where you could actually say after week one, the road goes to Buffalo. Buffalo's the team to beat. And I'm gonna just keep saying it because I'm a simpleton because I
R-
don't know X's and
Right
O's. If
now, right now
hold on
the
a second, hold
road
on, give me
goes to
1 second.
MetLife Stadium.
What's that?
Right now the road goes to MetLife Stadium
Yeah,
on Sunday.
yeah. But what I'm trying to say, like, to say all this stuff that we're already saying, oh, Buffalo, everyone, Buffalo's the number one seed. If the players got to go through them, blah blah blah. You know what? I'm sorry. Travis Henry does not fumble. The Ravens win by a
Yes,
sounding 8 points.
yes, yes, yes.
If
Gave them
Gibson
life.
doesn't if Gibson doesn't fumble, the Jets beat Aaron Rodgers, who threw for 4 touchdown passes and still lost by 5 points to the
Hmm.
New York Jets, who no one
Hmm.
thinks
Hmm.
anything of. Already has us pitching a quarterback for next year. And then
And
hold on, Kevin, give me a second. What would the narrative been on these shows if the Jets won? Oh, it
road
was a
go.
fluke. The Steelers
Yeah,
aren't that good. Aaron Rodgers is washed up. He
he's
couldn't
rusty. It's going to
scramble.
take a few games. He's just rusty. He's going to
Yeah,
take a
the
few
Jets
games.
sacked him 4 times. No mobility. The blah blah blah. It's always an excuse. So to come out after 1 week and say the road goes through, I'm saying it's coming through us. I'm not saying that at all. But to actually think that Buffalo's going to sweep the division and win all 6 games, and everything's going to go through them because they beat Baltimore off of a Travis Henry fluke fumble. I'm sorry,
Uh,
I'm not going that way.
Not for nothing, but that fourth touchdown there was a gimme due to the Gibson fumble. So
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? The next guy who's going to get, whether we win, lose, or draw, depending on how bad we play, is Brandon Stevens. I know they gave him $33 million for 3 years, but that's another guy. Like, and you know what? As bad as Gibson was, he could have saved Gibson's ass by if he would
mhm.
have just caught that friggin' pass. He had the lane for 6. That would have gave us a 9 point lead or a third, whatever it was. I don't remember the number, how much we would have won the game and iced it. And Gibson probably still has a job.
You watch the replay, goes right through his hands.
Like to see Jermaine Johnson turn around and go like this, that sucked the life
Like
out of
the
him.
ball literally goes right through his hands.
Oh my God. How do you slip? How do you slip? You had a perfect 6. How do you slip? And the Steelers know this bum. They play against him twice a year
Yeah,
when
of
he was.
course. Yes, right.
Come on.
Yeah, go ahead and pick on him. They said, you want
Yeah.
to pick on
And they did,
somebody?
Kev.
There
They
you
did.
go.
Didn't he give up 2 of the 4 Roger touchdowns?
Mhm.
You know?
Yep.
The thing is, I know he was our top free agent money wise, and he was our prize free agent. I don't. I'm hoping if he has another screw up, Aaron Glenn's going to bench his ass. I'm not saying they're going to cut him because they did put a lot of money into him, but bench his ass.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Adams got a lot to prove this weekend too, because he was very
Yeah.
weak as
Come
the
on.
safety.
Yeah, he was weak. Weak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
don't know. We shall see.
yeah,
We
I
shall
mean,
see.
again, I'm not going to sit here and give you X's and O's. That's for other people to do.
No. No.
All I'm going to say is that I don't. Are we a 6 point underdog? Did I see that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, and the over and under is 44. I think you could easily take the over on that
Yeah.
game. This might be another
I
35.
figured it. I figured it to be around 51-ish, somewhere around there.
Really? Okay, so what are
Yeah.
you thinking?
But
31,
it's not.
27,
Hmm.
27, 28. That's 55 points.
Let me see here. Hold on. Let me do some research.
But I think this is going to be like a 31-34 game.
Let me do some research.
I think this is going to be a 34-31 game. I'm not saying who's
Well,
going to win, but this is going to be another nail biter. This is coming down to the final drives.
I believe you're absolutely right. I agree with you. Again, again, it's going to mirror the two games from last weekend.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Jets are a 6.5 point dog, and
yeah.
the over under is 46 and a half.
Oh, 46 and a half. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, 34-31, I was 65 points. Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't see this being a defensive game. Now, you're telling me when they meet 16 weeks from now, that might be a little more of a defensive game. This one's going to be a wide open.
If you're going to beat them, you got to beat them now.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I know they're all pumped up. They're coming down here all fired up from that game, but
yeah,
hopefully we get a little emotional letdown.
yeah. But hopefully, to a man, this team under Aaron, who's a different coach, a different way of thinking, they're pissed at the way they
I was
lost
gonna
because
say, come out
that's
fucking angry.
yeah,
Come out
because that's
angry.
a game they should have had. They know they should have had, and they let one slip because of two stupid plays. One on
Mhm.
special teams, one
Mhm.
on defense.
You should be shooting for 2-0.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
Kevin,
mean,
it's
coulda, shoulda,
so
woulda. I know it is what it is, but
yeah. It's so not like this organization to give us something to start hanging the fruit on and be happy. Can you imagine if we were 1-0 going into this game against Buffalo, right? Is it
see
Nance calling this game? You
now,
got Jim Nance calling the game. 1-0
yep.
Jets, new regime, 1-0
Now
Buffalo, the old kings of the division.
this is a game. You know what this game is. You all know what this game is. Get up there, Curtis. You all know you all know what this game is. This is a game where we're all pumped up come 1 o'clock on Sunday, okay? The place is fired up. It's going crazy. It's going berserk. We scored 32 points last week. Here comes the Bills divisional game, and here comes the egg.
I hope not, Kev. I know. I know, because when it's
Right?
an all important game,
Right?
yeah.
Right? And we're all like, yeah, here we go. Share a
Kevin,
first
because we've
place.
seen this more.
Share a first
Yeah,
place. Fire
yeah,
the Bills. Egg.
yeah, yeah. And then me and you are screaming at each other, screaming at the TV because it's the first quarter and we're already down 14-0. And now it's
Egg.
a big uphill
Egg.
climb.
Egg.
Yeah.
This is
But
the game.
I'm hoping, Kevin, that with this new regime
Yeah,
and the
me
way
too.
Aaron
Me
does
too.
things, this doesn't happen. Best thing, the best thing for me is Buffalo gets the ball first. This is dreaming. This is a pipe dream. Three and out. Three and out.
Go down and score.
And we go on a nice because the less time that not only do we have to score, not
Take
only do we
clock.
have to
Take
score to
clock.
keep up with Buffalo, we need to keep Allen sitting on that sideline as
Take
long as
clock.
possible. If we could get a nice 6-7 minute drive and put 7 on the board, and with like 5:30 left in the first quarter, 4:30 left in the first quarter, we're up
It's
7
seven
nothing.
nothing. Yep.
That is beautiful to me. That sets the table for me.
And hopefully you win the toss and you defer and you get
Yeah,
the ball in the second
in the
half.
second
Yes.
half, exactly. Of course, of course, of
Mhm.
course.
But they'll win the toss.
But what I don't want is we win the toss, we defer, we give it to Buffalo, and then they go on a 6-7 minute drive, thinking it might
No.
be doing us apart because it's going to be another long afternoon for our defense.
I
Our
know.
defense needs to set the table, and then our offense needs to come down and punch them in the mouth and give them something to think about.
You don't want to be a little over 7 minutes left, 8 minutes in the first quarter, and you're down 7-0.
Yes. Yes, with Buffalo having the ball.
Because
Yeah, no, exactly.
he went on an 8, 9 minute drive.
Yeah. No, you don't want that. No. You want it the other way around.
Hmm.
You want it
Hmm.
the other way around, you know?
I don't think that's what they're going to do, though, Buffalo. I think they're going to come out and they're going to try to hit quick. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, if I'm the coach, if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm going right after Brandon Stevens till he shows me he could
Why
stop
wouldn't you?
something.
Why wouldn't
What
you?
do you got? What do you got to lose on the first
Yep,
play?
yep. Why
You got
wouldn't you?
59 minutes of football ahead of you. 59. What's first play? I go right after him.
If a 40-year-old Rogers did that to him,
Yeah, yeah. And here's the other thing, Kevin. Here's why we're gonna need Lazard this week, because it doesn't look like they're bringing in a receiver this week. Although a lot could happen.
mm,
You know Buffalo is going to stack the box and
sure,
say Brees Hall is not beating us. Braylon Allen is not beating us. Isaiah Davis is not beating us.
wouldn't surprise me for McDermott to put a spy on Fields even.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to need Lazard. We're going to need our tight ends, Ruckert and Mason. Mason, the kid Mason, especially if he's
Hmm.
healthy. Right now, he's got the
Hmm.
ankle. He didn't practice today, but he should be good to go. We're going to need our tight ends. We're going to need our fullbacks because this might be one of those dink and dunks, 5 yards and go for dust, you know?
Yep,
Because you
yep,
know Buffalo's going to stack that box. They're going to say, all right, Fields, we don't think you could throw on us the way you did to the Steelers. Show us. And the Jets are
sure.
going to have to show them.
We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
It,
Going to
it,
be a
it,
good
sh-
game. Looking forward to it.
yeah, Kev, it should be fun. It should be fun. And we're 4 days, 5 days away. And I'm
Mhm.
ready for like I've never been so excited. Like the Jet game ended Sunday. And even though we lost, I was so
You're
ready
ready
for
for
this
next Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Because you know what?
simple because
Guys,
this is the get because this is what I'm talking about. We're like, yeah, 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 yeah. And I mean, I know part of it has to do with the regime and the way they're coaching and shit that's happening. But still, this game's coming up is a game. Oh yeah, share first place against the
yeah,
Bills.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
don't
So
shit the bed. Don't embarrass
how
us
many?
as a
That's
fan
what we
base.
always say.
Yeah. I want to get rid of, like, you know how we're trying to get rid of same old Jets?
And I believe it's you who coined the phrase "shit the bed game" on this podcast.
Yeah. Because Kevin, like I said, we're the older fans. I don't know how many times we've seen the shit the bed game.
Yes, yes.
And people for don't understand shit the bed game. The shit the bed game is that when everything's on the line and you don't show up. If you lose by 3, I get it. But there's nothing worse than having, hold on, Kevin, when everything is on the line and you get humiliated, you get embarrassed.
And
That's the
now
shit the bed game.
the way we're talking here and thinking about the coach's press conference this morning,
Uh huh.
he was almost when he was talking about you don't want a 32 one week and 10 the next.
Yeah.
Maybe he was referring to a shit the bed
The
game.
bed game. Yeah. We no, there's
Mhm.
no more. And that's what I was getting at. We're always saying that we don't want to hear the phrase "same old Jets." Oh, give them a way to blow the game. The Jets would do like we want to eliminate that way of thinking. We also want to eliminate the shit the bed game. I'm tired of the shit the bed game. This week, and like I said, we lose by 3 in a hard fought battle. Am I pissed? Yes. What I don't want, Kevin, is the shit the bed game where me and you are sitting at halftime going, oh, what should we do? I don't know. Maybe I'll go out. Yeah, I'm going to start cooking. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to run some errands because the game is so far gone that there's no way they're coming back.
And you just reminded me, I remember during the game Sunday when Gibson did fumble,
Uh huh.
I texted you. That
Yep.
was same old jet ish.
Yeah.
That was
Your,
same old jetish.
your exact words were same old Jets. They're going to lose this one.
Yep,
And
they're
I
gonna
didn't know how
lose.
to respond to you because I wanted to stay positive, but I know you were right. And that's why, as soon as they marched down the field, I said to you, I don't know the outcome, but this is not the same old Jets
Right.
because the same old Jets would have crumbled and that 2 point lead would have became a 9 point lead, became a 6 point lead. Instead,
Well,
we took the lead back.
my point was more the fumble was same old jet ish.
Yeah.
That's a typical, typical, typical.
No, definitely, Kevin. But you see the fight in this team. Their coach
Yes.
has fight.
Yes.
They
Yep.
had fight. They didn't pack it in like we would have saw with the last six Jet years. Under two on the solid, four on the solid, two
Yeah.
on the. They did not pack it in. Like when they came back and took the lead, there had to be a part. There had to be 99% of the fan base who thought, oh, we might do this. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's always that 1% of us or that 1% in us that go, all right, when's the next shoe gonna drop? And it did drop. But there's always that, like,
I
wow, I
mean,
never saw this team like, they didn't crumble. That's what the word I'm looking for. They did not crumble. They marched down there and did what they had to do.
I mean, 60-yard field goal didn't help, but
Yeah, no, I know, Kevin. But Kevin, I said this to you Monday night, and I'll say it again, and I'll leave it at that. The Steelers are going to quote Bill Belichick. We're on to Buffalo. Let's
yep.
move on.
Yep. Yep.
He could have took that kick nine more times after that one, and he probably would have missed them. Now I
Hmm.
understand that kick would have been good from 70 yards, but you think he's making that kick again if he had to try it a second time?
Probably not.
Oh. And I get it. It shouldn't have come to that because there shouldn't have been the Gibson fumble. It shouldn't have come to that because Braden Stevens should have intercepted that ball. It shouldn't have come to that. I get it, but it did. We move on. And now it's on to Buffalo, week
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. Yep.
The
Yep.
season starts now, week two. Get us to 500, and we roll from there. That's
Mm.
all I could say. That's oh yeah, exactly. That's all we could hope for. That's
Yeah.
all
I
we could hope
agree.
for. You know?
I agree. I agree.
But
I'm ready.
I'm a lot more positive, Kevin, because after they got down to where the Pittsburgh took the lead, past Jet teams would have shit the bed and gave up,
Hmm.
and this team didn't. So there's a
Hmm.
lot of fight in me because I think this team is going to fight now. This team is going to be a tough out. This isn't going to be one of those games where I heard, who is it? Aikman. Oh, yeah, you looked at the schedule, you see the Jets, you call it a win. Oh, yeah, people look at the Jets and say, oh, that's an easy one. No, this isn't going to be easy for any team coming to play us the next 16 games. We're going
No.
to punch you in the mouth and we're going to give you 60 minutes. We don't know what the outcome is going to be, but we know for 60 minutes under Aaron Glenn, they're going to punch you in the mouth. They're going to play fundamentally sound and you're going to get their best. And that's all we wanted.
Which is fantastic.
Yep.
And
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 the
and
wins will come. The wins will come. As long as we play fundamentally sound, the wins will come.
that's what we need.
Yep. Yep. And on that note, Kevin, I'm ready for Sunday. On to Buffalo. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Yep.
All right, brother. That's all I got.
Yep. Sounds good. I
And
will
we'll
see
see,
you on Sunday.
and we'll see everybody on Monday.
Sounds good. Sounds
On
good.
on Monday evening. When
Unless
unless
we're
there's
so, unless we're so,
unless we're
well,
through the damn roof, and if I don't come on, I'm gonna fricking explode. So
yeah. We'll see how it goes. We'll talk, but it's either going to be Sunday or Monday, but we're ready.
either gonna be very happy or very fucking pissed. One
Yeah,
or the
you're
other.
right. But we'll see how it goes.
All right, you
All right,
guys have a
brother.
good
All
one.
right.
And until then, get up. We'll talk to you later.